Day Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With a December snow blanketing much of the Midwest and Northeast, what a perfect time to be in the Sunshine State as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by the first Wyoming quarterback to go in the first round. Standing 6'5", it's Josh Allen.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
I'm here all day. Kill.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he's got his tight end, Oliver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's Allen. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. So the shotgun snap to Allen. That's taken in by Henderson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Charles, 54 yards. I'm surprised that came up short.
I would agree with that one because normally, if he misses, it's accuracy, not length, because he has plenty of leg for that. But maybe it's like I hit my golf shot, maybe it's like my wedge. When you chili dip and you hit the ground ahead of it, sometimes that'll shorten your distance as well.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. Darius Geis, his first carry of the game. And this will get him all the way inside of Jacksonville's 10. A big play there out of Geis. And even 50 yards on the ground. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Geis, they'll try to run it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Darius Geis, his 19th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got him in position.
This is taken at his 4. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Allen now on first down. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And they give this time to the tailback. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there out of Geis, and even 60 yards. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Ten Lobo. Okay, just like that. Just like that.
Going to give it to Love. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Ready, set. 56. Mike's 56. Rock it.
He'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point up and through, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. On 2nd down, Browning. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. They'll try the left side. Red, and he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. On 1st down, Allen. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Allen now looks to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man, Slayton. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 35.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
It's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end.
So 2 missed field goals for him now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's Geis. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because in a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now, after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Now a handoff here to his running back. On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics.
Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Redskins scoop it. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
We got this.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Single. Watch 89.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Allen's throw is complete. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Hard. And ready.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Redskins scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And it's actually been out of the backfield, handing the ball off where they've had a lot of success. So if you're the quarterback, do you just maybe say, maybe this isn't my day, our running game's going so well, you just continue to lean on that?
I agree. That's exactly what you do. And you have to kind of take your ego and put it aside because you always think your next throw is going to be your best throw.
Touchdown, Washington! His guys are in for 6. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off the squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point splits the uprights, and the rout is on here in this first half. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass, and that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Look at BiGtRuCk as he and the rest of the offense head back out. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the second quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Allen going to try and throw on third down. Over the middle, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's go.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Jonathan Allen, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Tight down. There you go. 5.
Now a run with Geis. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On first down, here's Love. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Geis with a carry on second down. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. Operating from the gun, Posey. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. A gain of 3, second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Brownham. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Throwing his Allen on third. This one caught over the middle. It's Oliver, the tight end. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Redskins on third down, putting an extra man here in the secondary. From the gun, it's Allen. He'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Looking to throw on second down. Posey. And caught by Henry. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. To throw on second down. Posey, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. On the ground, Geis, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. They run with Geis, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Jaguars getting set to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
1st down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And his throw is going to be incomplete. BiGtRuCk, the intended target, and now it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Allen to throw. Going to throw again. He sets to fire deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Allen. And that will be incomplete as well. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. He is north of 200 yards. Any time that you can say you're north of 200 yards, you've done something right.
Yeah, you're going to get some big check marks on your grade sheet, and you're going to be in heavy rotation on all the highlight shows, and you might even make a magazine cover or 2.
He's hoping for more, the cherry on top maybe, as this game goes forward. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd down, Posey. And it's complete. Henry. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Set 70, Indy.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, let's go.
On first down, this is Geis. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Got three down.
Ready.
Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Ready. 10 logo. Go out. Big grip.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Redskins on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got the first down inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go for it. Let's go.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On 1st and 10, Allen. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Allen now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Oliver. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? On 1st down, Allen. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now Allen again. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Throw left side, complete. It's Oliver. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
Let's go now. 60 yards. Hey, tight.
They start on the ground with Geis. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. They'll try and get it with Geis. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Now Allen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game.
So hail to the Redskins as they get the victory here.
And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.